Indianapolis police have arrested former NFL quarterback and Fox television analyst Mark Sanchez after sources tell us he attacked a 69-year-old man in downtown Indianapolis early this morning.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I do TikTok about the video. It was gonna hop right into it. So today we will be talking about Mark Sanchez. So if you're all familiar with Mark Sanchez, you probably don't watch football, but Mark Sanchez, NFL college quarterback, played for the Jets, a few other teams, but he's most known for his run with the Jets in his college career. And, now he's basically an analyst and things of that sort. But he ain't even retired that long. He really only 38, which it sounds crazy to think about, but he is only 38. So, Mark Sanchez has, in the last 48, 72 hours, has been hospitalized for stab wounds in a critical condition. And he's been charged with 3 misdemeanors: public intoxication, injury with the result of battery, lawful entry of a motor vehicle. So you probably understand, trying to wonder, how does man get stabbed? How does he get charged, even though he got stabbed? And so we just finna get into it. So what they're alleged to happen, around, because the police were called at about 12:30 a.m. So I say this incident, started to take place like right at midnight for what we have seen. So what they are alleged happened is a 69, 70-year-old man. He was working for a company where he's supposed to get used cooking oil, and he had parked in an alley. So Mark Sanchez, for some reason, and maybe just because he was intoxicated or something like that, didn't feel like he should have been parked in the alley. So, he tried to do something about it. So he does, it's a number of things being reported. It's saying, one, he did wind sprints in the alley. Then, obviously he gets into an altercation with the man who's driving. They're recording each other for the incident. Obviously, they're shouting at each other war words. The guy driving the truck, he then tries to call his supervisor. Mark Sanchez don't allow it. Then, allegedly, Mark Sanchez tries to enter his motor vehicle, the truck. Altercation continues to further. The older man then pepper sprays Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez continues to advance at him, and that's when he stabs him.
Sanchez was in town to broadcast the Colts versus Raiders game tomorrow with Fox Sports. Police were called to this pub along West Washington Street a little after midnight, say they found Sanchez with a stab wound to the chest and another man badly cut. A trail of blood still stains the alley and the sidewalk here. Our sources tell us the man who stabbed Sanchez told police he was making a food delivery when Sanchez told him he couldn't park in the alley. That delivery driver claims Sanchez then started following him and making threats before attacking him. He says he first used pepper spray against Sanchez, and when that wasn't effective, used a knife to defend himself. Sources say the driver had significant injuries to his face. Sanchez was taken to a local hospital in critical condition and rushed into surgery. Police say he is now stable. The trail of blood goes right in front of Pronta's Pizza, where staff says it was a shock to see this morning.
So, crazy ass story. I seen it come across the ticker yesterday when I was watching college football about him getting stabbed, and I definitely didn't expect the story to turn out like this. But shit, it did happen. So, yeah, Mark Sanchez was stabbed at, obviously, being too aggressive with a 69, 70-year-old man who is just trying to get his money. So, as far as the charges, all 3 of those are misdemeanors. Mark Sanchez is an analyst, former NFL quarterback. That shit ain't gonna do nothing to him. We know that. But as far as who was right and who was wrong in this situation, Mark Sanchez, from what's being told, and allegedly it is some video with this attached to it from cameras around now. The video is only talked about in the court document, but they haven't released it to the public. But knowing how shit work in this day and age, we're going to get the video sooner or later. But basically, Mark Sanchez is clearly intoxicated, because one thing, Mark Sanchez, he doesn't own that alley. Now, he claimed to talk to the manager and said to move it, but one, you're not, you don't work and live or anything with the city of Indianapolis. You don't own that alley, so who are you to tell somebody they have to move their truck, especially if they're doing business? It's not like, if this was your driveway of a house or something like that, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then the guy would be in the wrong. But this is it's a city property. Who are you as Mark Sanchez to tell him to move? 2, why do you care so much? Like, I'm not going to, you supposedly spoke to the hotel manager. Now, my thing is, if you did speak to the hotel manager and the hotel manager said, yeah, he do got to move, at that point, and it's right outside the hotel, at that point, it's not on you, it's on the hotel. The hotel has to, call the police or whatever they want to take into their own hands as the manager to, move that truck if it's that necessary. At that point, once you tell the hotel manager, it shouldn't, the problem is out of your hands, you feel me? So I don't know who Mark Sanchez thought he was going into that alley trying to, intimidate the guy, I guess, and overpower him. And obviously he was intoxicated, because I don't see somebody doing all this while they're sober. Because like I said, I also don't understand the audacity, because it's not your block. It should have been out your hands at that point. And my thing is, why do you care? Like, what is a truck being in an alley at midnight at a hotel that you're at have to do with you? Like, for the simple fact that you have to try to get aggressive with a 70-year-old man. What does that have to do with you? I don't understand. Will we ever, obviously I am hoping that Mark Sanchez makes a full recovery. Definitely don't want to see anything happen, because he was listed as critical, but I think he's fine at this point. He underwent surgery. So obviously I'm hoping for a recovery, but whatever he was drinking that night, he don't need to drink that shit no more. And that's real all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. ID TikTok on the video, and we up.